What I want to talk about today is how you're going to give yourself a baseline assessment with your cycling. So if you're taking part in a triathlon or some long distance cycling events or cycling events in general, it's good to give yourself a baseline assessment so you know how to create your program. Now, to do this, what we usually do is we take a distance of 20 kilometers and we work out our heart rates and our rate of perceived exertion, basically how difficult it is for you, and we work out our program like that. So what I want you to do at the beginning is you're going to do a 2 kilometer warm-up. Now this 2 kilometer warm-up is at a very, very slow pace. How do you know exactly what the pace is? Well, you do the pacing in a way where you're having a hypothetical conversation. If you were to have a hypothetical conversation and you were consistently out of breath and can't talk properly, then you're going too fast. If you could have a conversation without losing breath or continue and maintain a normal conversation, that's the correct pace for you. Now again, you might be doing this on your own and you might be a little confused with the hypothetical conversations. So another way to do it is if you can count to 10 without losing your breath or without stopping. That means you're doing it at the correct pace. So an example is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could do that perfectly without stopping. If you cannot do that, it might mean that you're going too fast. Now, for the remaining 18 kilometers, we will have another assessment. But after you do your 2 kilometers of a warm-up, I would like you to get your heart rate. Either two ways. One, you can use your Apple Watch or your fitness watch if you have one and get your heart rate like that. Or the second way you need to do it is to stop, get off your bike and check your heart rate just at your neck with your index finger, with these two fingers under your neck, and this is called your carotid artery. Check here for your pulse, find your pulse, have a watch beside you, and I want you to count your pulse for 15 seconds. After you do this for 15 seconds, multiply your answer by 4, and then you get your pulse rate per minute. If you cannot find your pulse here underneath your neck, as mentioned in a different video, you can use your radial pulse, which is found underneath your thumb. So on your wrist underneath your thumb, I will show you here. Here's your thumb. Put your two fingers here, push them in together. And again, the same concept applies. You will do this for 15 seconds and multiply your answer by 4. So after your warm-up, you have your heart rate base. Now, when you're doing your 18 kilometers for the rest of it, I want you to go to your max pace. So that doesn't mean that you go as fast as you possibly can at the beginning and slow down towards the end. This means that you go at a pace where you feel that you can sustain it for the rest of the 18 kilometers. Now, again, this is very general and very vague, and it takes a lot of testing. But it will have to be something that you will find out. If you feel like you're going at a very high pace and can't sustain it for longer than 2 to 3 kilometers, well then that's obviously going to be too fast for you. Now remember, this is your first time doing the assessment, so the results, you might find that you've gone too fast and burnt out, but that's also a learning experience within it. What I want you to do is continue for the 18 kilometers and do the 18 kilometers as fast as you possibly can. After you've done the 18 kilometers, I want you to get off your bike and get your heart rate again. The same concept applies. If you have your Apple Fitness watch or your Fitbit, then you can find the result from that. Otherwise, use your wrist or use your carotid artery, which is underneath your neck. Now, once you have done that, fill your heart rate in at the end, but I also want you to fill in your rate of perceived exertion, which means how difficult you found it on a scale of 1 to 10. What I also want you to write down underneath that is how you felt you did regarding your speed levels. Did you peak at one point and were you burnt out towards the end of the race, or do you feel like you had much more in you and you could have done even better? So it's important to reflect on what you've done within this race so that you'll know for the next time how you've paced yourself or how you haven't paced yourself. Okay, and this is a good starting point to where we can create a proper individualized program for you. Okay, so I hope this helps, and chat soon.